Okay, so the first video here is for adding integers, and it's a review from earlier in the year. Okay, if your integers, remember an integer is a positive or negative number on a number line. So if they have the same sign, that means they're both positive or they're both negative. All you do is keep the same sign and just add them. So if I have 9 negatives and 6 negatives, remember we can do this with models. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those are 9 negative integers. And I'm just going to add 6 more to it. So I'll change colors here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All together here, I would have 15 negative integers. But without models, I just keep the same sign and add. So 9 negatives and 6 negatives, that's going to be 15 negatives. Okay, but the same thing, if they're all positives, then I just change all those to positives there. And you've been doing this right here since kindergarten. 9 positive numbers plus 6 positive integers, right? So 9 plus 6 is just 15, and we didn't have to change any signs at all. Now, when they're opposite signs, that means one is positive and one's negative. Okay, there are a couple different examples here. All you do is just ignore the signs, and you're going to subtract the numbers. We talked about this in terms of absolute value. All that means is just ignore the signs, the distance it is from 0, right? So this is 7 and 9. So I'm going to subtract those two numbers. So 9 minus 7 then would be 2. I'm going to keep the sign of the larger one. Even though negative 9 is bigger, I'm looking at the larger absolute value. So 9 is farther from 0, so 9 is larger here. It's negative, so my answer is negative. And if I did this with models, I would have 7 positives and 9 negatives. Remember, when the signs are opposite, I'm saying how many more negatives are there than positives here. Okay? Remember those 0 pairs? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to have my 9 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all these are 0 pairs. So the only thing left are those 2 negatives over here. Okay, looks like an equal sign though. This one is 10 negatives plus 15 positives. Okay, so have 10 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 positives. When I do that, these first 10 positives will pair up with those first 10 negatives, and they make 0 pairs. But then I'm going to have 5 more positives than negatives. All these are 0 pairs. They have a value of 0. We have 5 positives. 10 negatives and 15 positives. That means I have 5 more positives than negatives. So my answer is a positive 5. All right, so we're going to do some practice problems, but some of them will involve some word problems. And that's when we have to really be careful about what it is that we're doing, which operation. Meaning, are we going to be adding or subtracting? Okay? Thank you.